They smack, and I repeat, smack up the Cowboys. And both these teams are 8-6, 23-0 in this one. Don't look now, the Colts, they got their swagger back, baby.
A shutout. Looking at the AFC playoff picture, the Cowboys can still clinch the NFC East with one more win. They've got the Bucs at home in Arlington, and then they have to travel to take on the Giants to wrap up the season. The Bears, who got the win and finally killed the clown, clinched the NFC North and a playoff berth for the first time since 2010. Kings of the North, and if they win out and the Rams lose one, they do get the number 2 seed. Let's talk Cowboys and Colts. What stood out to you, Kyle, in this one?
Can we do this right? Because a lot of shows are doing it wrong this morning.
What's that mean?
It's all Cowboys.
Okay.
Colts.
Yeah.
Colts first. They just shut out the Dallas Cowboys, Peter. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
The Indianapolis Colts get credit. Before we get, what's wrong with that? The Indianapolis Colts are one of the hottest teams in football. They're going to sweep 1 million of the major awards. I don't even know if you walked around America, if you walked around Indianapolis for that matter. Who's the Colts' best defensive player? Is it Dwight Freeney? Is it Bob Sanders? I have no idea.
Robert Mathis.
Robert Mathis? Maybe it is. Okay, maybe you know about Darius Leonard, who's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Do you know about guys like Marcus Hunt, Jabal Shear? Do you know a guy named Pierre Desir had a big fumble recovery? George Odom had a big interception. I know everybody knows Dak and Zeke, and well, they should. The Indianapolis Colts had the best day of any team in the NFL yesterday, and some teams had some great ones. Punched the Cowboys in the mouth 6 times and shut them out. The Colts are going to the playoffs.
Oh.
This is the next step. See you in January. Awesome win. A shutout.
I love Marcus Hunt, obviously. Pierre Desir from Linwood College. All these guys, it's a great story. But the Cowboys are America's team, so I think it is fair to wonder on a show in the morning what went wrong, because we all wanted to invest on this one. After last week, when Dak had the bad first half, then has this great second half, and they beat the Eagles in overtime, and Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan are rolling it. I feel betrayed by the Cowboys this morning.
Same.
I feel betrayed. I feel like I was resistant to saying, yes, Amari Cooper is a number 1. And right when you say, yes, we're in after that win over the Eagles, you do something like that. And I'll tell you what, Scott Linehan, that was a disgusting display on offense. And you could say it was all because of the no-name Colts defense, but what about those Cowboys players? I get it when you're in prime time and you're against the Saints on a Thursday night. It's easy to get lifted up and have that ride you. If you're on against the Eagles and it's Buck and Aikman, how are you going to show up 1 o'clock in Indianapolis in a game that's not a nationally televised game, and you've got a different crew than just the Nance and Romo or the Aikman? How are you going to show up when not everyone's watching and it's not on the spotlight? If that's what's going to happen, then I can't invest on the Cowboys. I can list a million reasons why I didn't think they played well. Most importantly, I just feel like they didn't play well. And just when you want to put all your chips in on Dallas, they do something like that. It is so typical of the Cowboys. And I'm sick of it. I feel like I betrayed myself.
They're too good for Andrew Catalan? They won't play hard for Andrew?
No, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That
you
was
feel like they cheated on you on the honeymoon. Like you just committed.
And guess what? Just because I'm not watching you as the number 1 spotlight game yesterday, you don't go into Indianapolis and lay an egg.
Yeah.
All right, listen, let's relax a little bit. All right, let's take a breath.
It's week 16.
First
0
shutout.
points.
First, let me credit the Colts, because they deserve to get credit. Marlon Mack was phenomenal. Andrew Luck,
he's awesome.
He was awesome. We're capturing that magic. But we talk about Andrew Luck in this offense, just like you said, Kyle. The defensive player stepped up and shut down an offense in the Cowboys that was riding high. Now on to the Cowboys. Let's not panic. I feel like everybody's ready to say, all right, it's over for the Cowboys. They had a bad game. Let's not forget about the 5-game win streak that they were on. We're crediting Andrew Luck for recapturing his magic and getting his swagger back. You guys remember a couple weeks ago,
Talk about it.
Where they got shut out by the Jacksonville Jaguars, and everybody's like, I don't want to touch the Colts. I'm good. This is all fake and phony. The Colts are fake news.
Cody Kessler.
But now they get their juice back. The same thing with the Cowboys. It takes you getting hit in the mouth after a 5-game win streak for you to say, all right, we're not as good as we thought we are. Let's hit the reset button. Let's get back to business. I'm fine with where the Cowboys are at. Better now than in the postseason.
Kyle, you said something that resonated with me last week about the Vikings. You said, I don't have time for you.
Two other good teams.
There's just so much else going on.
Yep.
I agree with you, Shregs, in the situation, because they're so inconsistent, and that's why I can't have faith in them fully. I cannot ever put my chips fully in on this team. In their 8 wins, Dak looks awesome. 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. In their 6 losses, it's 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Dak brilliantly leads this team against the Eagles, picks apart their secondary down the stretch, throws the ball when he needs to. The big question about Dak is, can you, when you're behind like you were against the Colts, throw the ball and come to play? He could not do that again yesterday. So you can't just lean on Zeke, especially in the playoffs. And you probably have to go face the Rams, who will have it together on offense, or the Saints or whoever it is. You can't just be Zeke. Dak has to be more consistent, and that offense does.
What? Last week he had 455-yard passing.
And they had 0 points this week. That's what I'm saying. The inconsistency.
Just saying he could pass the ball. I think the narrative that he can't throw the ball, that's washed away with the last 5 weeks.
Would you
the second they're
agree
down 2 scores, there is no, like, to me, the Cowboys don't have that magic that you have with other teams.
When you're down in football, you abandon your game plan. Like we've seen this from every quarterback. You know, look at Tom Brady last
But I had
night.
no faith that Dak could take them back from 14 points or 20 points.
I have 50% faith that he could.
The chorus with Dak is, man, as long as that defense is playing lights out and the running game's going, Dak is good. Second one of them goes, and we saw that.
Just don't be surprised if they recapture that match.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. If they were one and done.
Could be.
We got a lot of kids to take care of this time of year, right?
Hashtag
Don't be
GMP.
wasting our time.
Tennessee pitched a shutout to eliminate the Giants.